Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Some Political Waffle. So, three items have caught my attention today. They're all relating to this dreadful Labour Party that's currently in power, this really disliked Labour Party that's currently in power at the moment, and they're not really doing themselves any favours at the moment. So, first of all, and one of the most important stories, one that I believe touches everyone, is the story about farming. The farmers are under a bit of pressure already in the current economic environment. They're being squeezed dry by supermarkets to start with. Lots of farmers don't make huge incomes. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle, and a lot of them have been running the farms for generations and generations. And I like that. I like that about farming. Now, on the TV yesterday, there was an ex-Labour spokesman, James Matheson, on GB News, chatting to a couple of their presenters, and he made a remark that I thought cut to the heart of how the Labour Party actually feels about farmers and the people of this country, and of course relating to other things relating to the PM and Mr. Bill Gates. So he made the remark that British farmers who believed that the inheritance tax going forward would be too much for them to deal with. So if as a farmer you feel this inheritance tax is too much, then his thoughts on the matter were perhaps you should consider selling up and moving on, doing something else. Now, this strikes at the heart of how the Labour Party feels about people owning things. There was another Labour Party person, John McTernan, who made the remark some time ago that if farmers were wanting to go to the capital and spray slurry around, perhaps they should take on board the fact that we don't even need them. We don't need small farmers. And that's how Labour High Command feels about farming. They feel that they're not needed. Now, particularly in line when you've got people like the PM meeting Bill Gates. They don't like business, they don't like inherited wealth, and they'd far prefer to get in bed with billionaires like Bill Gates. Because I'm sure there are people out there that are quite willing to buy up huge tracts of farmland in this country. I feel very sorry for the farmers. I can understand their issues to do with inheritance, because when they have to sell their farms, if the tax is going to kick in, bearing in mind they're capital rich and cash poor, that's the nature of the industry. Not all farmers. There'll be a lot of farmers that are very wealthy, but there are a lot of farmers who are just doing it because that's all they've ever done. And food security for this nation is very, very important, and the Labour Party seems hell-bent on attacking anybody that has any wealth, and I think that's a perfect indicator of that. Now, one very, very, very strange story, I thought, was the HIV test that Mr. Starmer was advising that perhaps world leaders should consider taking a HIV test. Perhaps we should all just take a HIV test. After all, it is free this week. And isn't testing important? So he took a test. One of the things that I find especially funny about that is, why would a man who's been married to his wife, and I don't know how long he's been married to his wife for, seems like a while. So let's throw in 10 years. I believe they've been married for longer. They've obviously got some children which are over that. So let's go 10 to 20 years. I don't know how long that is. Why would a long-term married man feel the need to go and get a test for HIV? Also, how embarrassing is it that our leader is going and telling world leaders to take a HIV test? There's stuff going on. There's pensioners freezing in their homes. We've got the AI revolution taking over work. We've got the economy being blitzed by Rachel Reeves. We've got all this stuff going on, and the Prime Minister is focusing on HIV tests. It's a very, very, very curious story. And of course, on to the last story. After the previous health minister has been going onto WhatsApp groups and stating that it may be better if old people just pop off, if they just die. If they're not going to vote for us, who cares anyway? I think that speaks to the heart of the Labour Party mentality. The new appointment to health appears to have a much better sense of humour than the old one. After all, she believes that if you want to declare yourself an animal, particularly in the statement she made, which was a llama, if you want to declare yourself as a llama, then that person should be respected and taken seriously. Well, what about other animals? Let's say I go and tell some of the people that I know that I've decided I want to self-identify as a rabbit or a tortoise. But you will take me seriously and respect me after that, will you not? This is pretty ridiculous. Of course, if someone is going to self-identify as a llama, we're not going to take them seriously. And this statement in itself proves that they're not a serious party. This statement proves that this person who's going to be in charge of some aspect of your health for the next 3-4 years believes that it's okay for people to self-identify as an animal, who believes that Brexit voters are stupid, who believes that there shouldn't be any female toilets. This person, who also voted against an inquiry into the grooming gangs, this person is not a serious person in the part of the decision-making process of health decisions which affect all of us. This whole thing speaks to seriousness, but it also gets to the heart of Starmer appointing this person and who they are. It's an issue of poor political judgment. The current Labour administration makes error after error after error because politically they are unable to make serious political decisions. They're not fit for government, and this Ashley Dalton character who believes that llamas in human form are okay is just an embodiment of that in its totality. Thanks for listening today. I'll see you tomorrow.